In continuation to our previous discussion, we move on to the three-dimensional plane. And we see that the position of the point P having coordinates x, y and z in this three-dimensional plane is measured as x along this x axis, then y along the y axis, parallel to y axis I must say, and then z along the perpendicular direction. Here you should imagine that this board is a two-dimensional plane, but I have drawn here a three-dimensional reference frame. So, you should imagine that this x and z axis is on this board and this y axis is right perpendicular here, emanating from the plane of the board, and this point is somewhere here, and we drop the perpendicular from that point upon this plane, which is XOY plane, perpendicular to the plane of the board, that is the XOY plane, and this is the z measurement of the height of the point P from the horizontal plane. I hope you can easily understand. This is a visual experience of locating a point P in three-dimensional plane. And from the previous discussion, we may easily write x I cap y j cap plus z k cap. Okay. Actually, this is a result of triangle law. We all know triangle law of vector addition. Now, what is triangle law of vector addition? Let me explain. Let us draw any triangle ABC, and we have from high school geometry, rather I say, that AB plus BC turns out to be AC. Okay? AB plus BC is equal to AC. Just see that AB and BC is in this order, but AC is in the opposite order, and from here we have the famous AB plus BC plus CA equal to 0 triangle law of equilibrium, that if three forces acting at a point can be represented by a triangle ABC, arm of the triangle ABC taken in order, AB, BC, CA, they are taken in order, and if we add them up, the value is 0, which ensures that these three forces will be in equilibrium when acting at a point. We can easily shift them parallelly and draw a figure like this. Okay? If we shift it parallelly here and shift it parallelly here, this makes a triangle and this gives this. Now, just apply this triangle law here in this picture. So, you can easily follow that this is x and I cap is the unit vector along this line. So, if we nomenclate the points, the perpendicular dropped from P upon this XOY plane is M, and when we drop perpendicular from this point M upon x axis, we name it as N. You should imagine in your mind this picture. This is a projection of a three-dimensional picture. P point is there, and from this point I drop a perpendicular upon XOY plane, which is perpendicular to the board of the plane. So, PM is perpendicular from P upon the XOY plane, and then from M we drop the perpendicular MN upon x axis. I have drawn the projection of the three-dimensional figure here. So, what about the triangle OMN? We should add this, and then in this triangle you can easily follow that ON is a vector plus Nm is another vector taken in order. Just see, On plus Nm, they are taken in order, they will be equal to Om taken in reverse order. I think you can follow easily. On plus Nm equal to Om as per the triangle law I discussed earlier, and then Om plus Mp again taken in order in triangle OPM. In this triangle Om plus Mp are taken in order, so Om plus Mp will be equal to OP, and if we add them up, what OP becomes is nothing but Mp plus Om is Nm plus On. And what is On? Xi cap. What is Nm? Yj cap, because the y coordinate is along y axis, j cap is the unit vector along y axis, and k cap is the unit vector along z axis. So, this Mp becomes zk cap, and we have this representation of OP as xi cap plus yj cap plus zk cap. This is a very vital structure of a vector represented in a three-dimensional plane, which follows from triangle law of addition, and we represent any vector OP three-dimensional plane by xi cap plus yj cap and zk cap. Now you may query or you may ask, what is the issue of this formalism? I will say that this formalism helps us to define addition, subtraction both as pointwise operation of the components. I hope you follow quite easily, because OP1 is a vector where we represented x1 i cap, y1 j cap and z1 k cap. OP2 is another vector which we represent as x2 i cap, y2 j cap and z2 k cap, and we can easily define OP1 plus minus OP2 as x1 plus minus x2 i cap, y1 plus minus y2 j cap, z1 plus minus z2 k cap. So, very easy formalism, isn't it? We represent vector as this. Any vector OPN may be represented as xn, yn, zn in R3 plane or three-dimensional space. These are three real numbers only. Give three real numbers in order. The order is very important, because this represents the component along x axis, this represents component along y axis, and this represents component along z axis. So, OPN represents any vector in R3. So, this is a general formalism, and whenever we add any two vectors or subtract any two vectors, we just add up the components, component wise addition or position wise addition. We add up the x components, y components and z components, we get the result of adding or subtracting two vectors. The same thing is true about multiplication also.